IELTS Introduction. By studying for IELTS, you will not only be preparing for the test, but also for your future as a student in an English-speaking environment. The test is designed to assess your ability to understand and produce written and spoken language in an educational context. The book makes reference to the ways in which university study is organized in many English-speaking countries and the types of academic tasks you will be expected to perform. These include reading and understanding written academic or training language, written assignments in an appropriate style for university study or within a training context, listening to and comprehending spoken language in both lecture format as well as formal and informal conversation style, speaking to colleagues and lecturers on general and given topics in formal and informal situations. Description of the test. There are two versions of the IELTS test. Note, all candidates must take a test for each of the four skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. All candidates take the same listening and speaking modules, but may choose between the academic and or general training versions of the reading and writing sections of the test. You should seek advice from a teacher or a student advisor if you are in any doubt about whether to sit for the academic modules or the general training modules. The two do not carry the same weight and are not interchangeable. Test format. Listening 4 sections, around 40 questions, 30 minutes, plus transfer time. Academic reading, 3 sections, around 40 questions, 60 minutes, or general training reading, 3 sections, around 40 questions, 60 minutes. Academic writing, 2 tasks, 60 minutes, or general training writing, two tasks, 60 minutes. Speaking, 10 to 15 minutes. Total test time, 2 hours, 45 minutes. General training module for students seeking entry to a secondary school or to vocational training courses. Academic module for students seeking entry to a university or institution of higher education offering degree and diploma courses. What does the test consist of? The listening module. Question types. You will meet a variety of questions. Question types which may include multiple choice, short answer questions, sentence completion, notes, summary, flow chart, table completion. Labeling a diagram which has numbered parts, matching. Requirements. You must listen to 4 separate sections and answer questions as you listen. You will hear the tape once only. There will be between 38 and 42 questions. The test will take about 30 minutes. There will be time to read the questions during the test and time to transfer your answers on the answer sheet at the end of the test. The level of difficulty of the texts and tasks increases through the paper. Situation types. The first two sections are based on social situations. There will be a conversation between two speakers and then a monologue. The second two sections are related to an educational or training context. There will be a conversation with up to 4 speakers and a lecture or talk of general academic interest. Requirements. You must read 3 reading passages with a total of 1,500 to 2,500 words. There will be between 38 and 40 questions. You will have 60 minutes to answer all the questions. The level of difficulty of the texts and tasks increases through the paper. Types material. Magazines, journals, textbooks, and newspapers. Topics are not discipline specific, but all are in style appropriate and accessible to candidates entering postgraduate and undergraduate courses. Question types. You will meet a variety of question types, which may include multiple choice, short answer questions, sentence completion, notes, summary, flowchart, table completion, choosing from a bank of headings, identification of writers' views or attitudes, yes, no, not given, classification, matching lists, matching phrases, academic writing material, task types. Task 1, you will have to look at a diagram, a table, or short piece of text and then present the information in your own words. Your writing will be assessed on your ability to organize, present, and compare data. Describe the stages of a process. Describe an object or event. Explain how something works. You will also be judged on your ability to answer the question without straying from the topic. Write in a way which allows your reader to follow your ideas. Use English grammar and syntax accurately. Use appropriate language in terms of register, style, and content. Task 2. You will have to present an argument or discuss a problem. Your writing will be assessed on your ability to present the solution to a problem, present and justify an opinion, compare and contrast evidence and opinions, evaluate and challenge ideas, evidence or an argument. You will also be judged on your ability to communicate an idea to the reader in an appropriate style. Address the problem without straying from the topic. Use English grammar and syntax accurately. Use appropriate language in terms of register, style, and content. Requirements. You must complete 2 writing tasks. You will have 60 minutes to complete both tasks. You should spend about 20 minutes on task 1 and write at least 150 words. You should spend about 40 minutes on task 2 and write at least 250 words. General training module. Question types. You will meet a variety of question types which may include multiple choice, short answer questions, sentence completion, notes, summary, flowchart, table completion. Choose from a bank of headings. Identification of writers' views or attitudes. Yes, no, not given. Classification, matching lists, matching phrases. Requirements. You must answer questions on 3 sections of increasing difficulty with a total of 1,500 to 2,500 words. There will be between 38 and 42 questions. You will have 60 minutes to answer all the questions. The level of difficulty of the texts and tasks increases through the paper. Types of material: notices, advertisements, booklets, newspapers, leaflets, timetables, books and books and magazine articles. Section 1. Social survival, retrieving factual information. Section 2. Training survival, language in a training context. Section 3. General reading, extended prose with emphasis on descriptive and instructive texts of general interest. General training writing module. Task types. Task 1. You will have to write a short letter in response to a given problem or situation. Your writing will be assessed on your ability to engage in personal correspondence, elicit and provide general factual information, express needs, wants, likes, and dislikes, express opinions. You will also be judged on your ability to answer the questions without straying from the topic. Write in a way which allows your reader to follow your ideas. Use English grammar and syntax accurately. Use appropriate language in terms of register, style, and content. Task 2. You will have to present an argument or discuss a problem. Your writing will be assessed on your ability to provide general factual information, outline a problem and present a solution, present and justify an opinion. You will also be judged on your ability to communicate an idea to the reader in an appropriate style, address the problem without straying from the topic, use English grammar and syntax accurately, use appropriate language in terms of register, style, and content. Requirements. You must complete 2 writing tasks. You will have 60 minutes to complete both tasks. You should spend about 20 minutes on task 1 and write at least 150 words. You should spend about 40 minutes on task 2 and write at least 250 words. The speaking module. Requirements. You will have to talk to an examiner for about 15 minutes. The interview will be recorded. It is in 5 parts. Number 1, introduction, basic introductions. Number 2, extended discourse. You will talk at some length about general topics of relevance or interest, which will involve explanation and description. 3. Elicitation. You will be given a cue card which describes a situation or problem. You must ask the examiner questions to obtain information. 4. Speculation and attitudes. You will be asked to talk about your plans or proposed course of study. You should demonstrate your ability to speculate or defend a point of view. 5. Conclusion. The interview comes to an end. Assessment criteria. You will be assessed on the following criteria: ability to communicate effectively, ability to use appropriate vocabulary and structures, ability to ask questions, ability to take initiatives in a conversation, general fluency, structural accuracy, intelligibility. These days, only questions are asked. Candidate is not required to ask questions to the examiner. Only examiner asks questions and the candidate answers the questions. So a little changes have taken place since book 1 was published for the first time. As this introduction has been taken from book 1, how is IELTS scored? IELTS provides a profile of your ability to use English. In other words, your IELTS result will consist of a score in each of the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking, which is then averaged to give the overall band score or final mark. Performance is rated in each skill on a scale of 9 to 1. The nine overall bands and their descriptive statements are as follows. 9. Expert user has fully operational command of the language, appropriate, accurate, and fluent with complete understanding. 8. Very good user has fully operational command of the language with only occasional unsystematic inaccuracies and inappropriacies. Misunderstandings may occur in unfamiliar situations, handles complex details argumentation well. 7. Good user has operational command of the language, though with occasional inaccuracies, inappropriacies, and misunderstandings in some situations. Generally handles complex language well and understands detailed reasoning. 6. Competent user has a generally effective command of the language despite inaccuracies, inappropriacies, and misunderstandings, can use and understand fairly complex language, particularly in familiar situations. 5. Modest user has partial command of the language, coping with overall meaning in most situations, though is likely to make many mistakes, should be able to handle basic communication in own field. 4. Limited user. Basic competence is limited to familiar situations, has frequent problems in understanding and expression, is not able to use complex language. 3. Extremely limited user conveys and understands only general meaning in very familiar situations. Frequent breakdowns in communication occurs. 2. Intermittent user. No real communication is possible except for the most basic information using isolated words or short formulae in familiar situations and to meet immediate needs. Has great difficulty understanding spoken and written English. 1. Non-user essentially has no ability to use the language beyond possibly a few isolated words. 0. Did not attempt the test. No accessible information provided. What is the pass mark? There is no fixed pass mark in IELTS. The institution you want to enter will decide whether your score is appropriate for the demands of the course of study or training as you want to undertake. However, as a general rule, scores below band 5 in any one scale are considered too low for academic study. Scores above band 6 are deemed to be adequate to good. Overall, band scores of 5 or 6 are borderlines and may not be acceptable at many institutions. If you are getting only about half of the questions in these sample tests correct, then you are probably not quite ready to take the IELTS test. Again, you should seek advice from a teacher about your level of English. Remember, you must allow a duration of at least 3 months between each attempt at the test. Timing. In order to maximize your use of these tests, you should make a note of the time it takes you to answer each of the sections as you progress through the book. Be stricter with yourself about the time you allow yourself to complete the sections. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe the channel and press the like and bell button to get the press from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.